Okay, guys, recap from today. Another crazy day in the market. February 1st, Monday. Made a lot of moves, made some stupid plays this morning, I'm not going to lie. Typically, the moves I make, I shouldn't do in the first, honestly, couple hours. There's so much volatility in the market. Premiums are crazy. If you get it right, it's good, but if you get it wrong, it so quickly loses value. That's just my little advice to you. I have a sticky note that's on my monitor that says be patient, and that's the one thing in the market that I always seem to have to come back to, just being patient. Even if a play is going, it really just ties into that whole FOMO thing. I mean, if you're not patient, that's, you're having FOMO if you're not patient. So if you see something running, you're like, oh, I gotta get in, that's FOMO. If you're patient, it'll pull back, it'll do this, it'll do that. Maybe it'll do a whole reversal and change direction. So get patient, be patient, use your indicators or whatever you're doing, have a strategy. We did a little too much today. We did all this today. So let's go over, we've been doing a lot of GameStop videos. Don't need to talk a whole lot about that. I'm still long on GameStop, forming this wedge. We'll quick do a little analysis. I have a feeling I'm hoping and have a feeling it'll come up after hours or pre-market or tomorrow, and probably tighten the consolidation in this range. It might even get that tight. It literally might get that tight tomorrow. If not, I think it'll be breaking out downside or upside. I think it's the upside just because this thing's still bullish on the moving averages, but of course anything can happen, bad news, whatever. The Bloomberg terminal, according to Meet Kevin, I was watching Meet Kevin's live stream, and he opened up the Bloomberg terminal. It said like 56 or something percent short float on GameStop, so I don't believe it's still at 120. I've heard a lot of different things. There's so much misinformation, so I'm trying not to misinform you guys. This still says 120. I've also heard from Bruce, the live stream. He's saying that it only comes out, the short float, the short float interest, or the short float basically comes out twice a month, once at the beginning and once in the middle. He's old though, he hasn't been in the market for a long time. It's possible you can get it much more quick and pretty much real time through like Bloomberg terminals. So I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, you basically trade at your own risk. And here we go, long term. Do this real quick. Tesla ran up today. That's pretty much it. That's what brought the account up mostly. IMMR is up a bit. We did buy those some more Verizon shares the other day. Just kind of averaged down on those. Rocket calls went up today. We have a covered call at UWMC that is expiring on the 19th. So this is leveling out. I mean, this is how long terms work, especially if you have a pretty stable one. Ours is not extremely stable because we hold a lot in Tesla. This is now, I'd actually sold one share of this because it ballooned. It was up past 30% of our portfolio. Now it's 27%. But I sold that like a week ago before it started dropping. So that was swinging the account so much. It isn't I do have to attribute a lot of our gains though from buying Tesla, because that was a big holder in our portfolio. At one point it was like 9%, and then anyways, won't go over that today, but yep, long term you really just don't look at it, and that's about it. Slowly buy into stuff, don't ever sell it. On Webull today, I don't think we did anything on Webull actually, just used Webull for the charts for the most part. I looked up the margin. I'm changing this to a margin account, and basically it'll be like up to 6 days where I can't buy or sell. So I'm diamond hands all the way, but I kind of want to wait until I've liquidated these positions before I switch to a margin account, and I'm going to stop probably trading on this account until then. It's kind of a process to get on margin with Webull. So if you don't have Webull yet, I have a link in the description. Great brokerage. You can go straight to margin before you even start trading with it, or you can do a cash account. I can make another video explaining the differences between those two. If you don't know, let me know. If you don't know, in the comments below, I will make a video. Oh my gosh. Okay. E-Trade is where we did most of our plays. So Naked, I bought 500 Naked shares. This is one of my stupid plays, like I told you. The other day when we were looking at short float interest, all this, I noticed Naked. I've already made money on the swing trade on this one. I noticed Naked still says 75%. I don't think this has changed though, because I think this again is lagging. So I was like, this is still short float, and it looks like it's just been consolidating. Maybe it'll have a breakout. And then lo and behold, this morning it was up like 10-15%. I'm like, oh, FOMO. So I actually got them pre-market, like right here. It came up, and then yeah, this is what happens. This is why you just be patient. So this happens often. Sometimes it'll shoot up, sometimes it'll come down, but just being patient. It's better to try and get some of the move and not the whole move. If you try and get the whole move, you're gonna get burned. Try and get some of the move, you'll be more profitable more often. So it's setting up a bear flag right here, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm holding the shares because might still have a high short float. Typically I would have sold them, but I'm holding them. So we bought those shares. We're down a little bit on them. Because we're down, no, okay. XL, that was EV play from long ago that we've messed with before some. And the short float interest on it came to my attention because of one of your comments. Thank you, shout out that commenter. I had not even thought about the short float. Given this might be different now, I'm not sure updated, but if you look at the chart, as they mentioned too, it's got a nice consolidation. Kind of been downtrending, but nice little bump up on the RSI today because we're looking, it's broke out basically. This is a breakout in my opinion. Breakout, whatever you want to call it. This is a trend reversal. Green candlesticks above the 9 moving average, and I think this will be looking bullish for the foreseeable future. Basically it's got to just start breaking these resistance points. This is the first resistance right here at 22, the next one's here at 23, then it's up here at 24. I'm just looking at the tops of these. Those are kind of resistant points, and yeah, maybe it'll squeeze all the way back up to 36 and beyond. So we got calls. I didn't get shares. I got 6 February 19th $45 calls. Spent what, 30 cents each, so 9, I don't even know. What is it? Confusing. Yeah, so they actually came, they were down at first because I bought these way too early. I did the same thing I did with Naked. I bought them right here, just super amped up. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. Then it plummeted, and they actually dropped 46% of the value from here to here, just in that little bit of move and that little bit of time. That's what options do. This is where I should have bought them. I would have been up 40 more percent. But thankfully, actually, it reversed and it's starting to come up now. So we're up 16% of them. This would have been, so I'm up like 50% now. But at any rate, $45, 6 February 21st, costs $180. There's no max profit on this because this is a naked call. Once it has maybe $1,000 or 1,000%, I'll leg into it and get my money back or sell 1 or 2. That's XL. Easy go. I liked this one IPO the other day. It ran up like crazy. Typically IPOs sell off. Ran up. I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait for a sell off. This was a patience that worked out here, guys. Case in point, when you wait. I was watching this thing IPO and I watched it run. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I almost bought it here. And then it started to sell off. I'm like, okay. And then it kept selling. I kept waiting. I was like, buy. No. And I was like, and then I just saw it doing this. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna wait. Kept waiting. It's good to wait a day or two, maybe longer. Kind of see how things shake out a little bit. So then I waited, and then I totally forgot about it. But I put it on my watch list. Now it's tanked the next day, completely tanked to below IPO price. There's just some Chinese like EV type stock play. Doesn't really matter. It's not gonna go on my long term. I'm trading it, and then I totally forgot about it. It's just consolidating and slowly melting off. Today, shot up. Not sure if they had news or what. Shot up, so I bought shares. Could have gotten options, but I don't think they even have options yet. Gotta have enough volume on a stock to have options. Bought shares of it. I got 1,000. There's 100. Oh, 100 shares at $8.66. So we're up on those a little bit. But this thing can go crazy. IPOs tend to usually swing a lot. So if this goes back up to $20 or so, that's going to be 300%. Is that right? Something like that. From 9 to, or no, that's going to be 200%. I don't know. I'm actually bad at math, guys. That's true. So here they are. We're up 16%, $30 on it. Yeah, I guess that would probably be 1,000%. Yeah, if it doubled. Okay. Our other plays today. Easy go. Okay, SPY. So these are what I do for income. This is kind of the best play is selling premium, using options to sell premium. So I opened up SPY credit spreads. Kind of got back into my old rhythm a little bit today. Kind of let GameStop do its thing, and I got SPY call credit spreads. What I see with the SPY is it's hit a top. Kind of saw it's coming, and GameStop I think started this. Kind of turned the SPY into a reversal now, a bearish pattern, a bearish trend. I might be too aggressive on what I did, but I did it anyways. So basically it's coming down. I drew trend lines for you guys too. Coming down at a big sell-off. This was the day, okay, it's turned bearish. Had this bounce, like, oh no, it's not bearish. It's bullish. This day was like a 1.5% up, which is pretty big. I actually got puts up here on the SPY. Came down, sold them. That was the other recap video if you watched. Made, I don't know, $700-800 from that. And then today it's a little, I was more patient with this, but not patient enough. SPY was right here, and I was like, all right, this is the bounce. I think it's going to be coming down though, because the trend, I look on the hourly chart instead of the minute chart. So I was ready to get call credit spreads, which is a way to make money when it, basically it's kind of safer. I'll show it, but basically I got it a little too early. If I waited longer, it kind of came up more, but not too much. I timed it all right. So these are kind of aggressive though, the strike prices on these SPY credit spreads. It's 375, 376. So SPY has to close below 375, and I got more time. Typically I'd get these on the same day and just do it 3 times a week because SPY has 3 expiration dates. I got them for Wednesday. So basically this is Wednesday. It has to close below 376, and then we make max profit. That's what's so nice about credit spreads. You're not guessing it's going to go a certain direction. You're just guessing it's going to stay below or above a certain price. So I could have had that price instead of here. I could have had it way up here. I could have had it here. I could have had it way down here. If it was way up here, I wouldn't have gotten hardly any premium. If it was way down here, I would have gotten way more premium, but it's much more risky. So I like credit spreads. This one's actually sick though, if this works out. Max profit's 827, which is a lot for 572. So max loss is 572, max profit's 827. If SPY is a big sell-off tomorrow or just mediocre one, that'll gain some value, and I might even make it free. We'll see. But yeah, I like the credit spreads, man. Gotta get back into the credit spreads. Let's see. Express. So this one, on the trading account, I cut losses, and sometimes I regret it, but the short float on Express is plummeted. I don't actually know. I don't remember what it was before, but it is only 11% now. I think the run on Express is over. Maybe it'll be pumped up tomorrow from Reddit. I don't know. It's bullish on the long term just because it's still above this, but I mean, this pattern is showing lower highs. So it's bearish in that sense. Anyways, I got out of it and I took a loss on that one. Unfortunately, it's always hard to cut your losers. Always difficult. Maybe even harder than cutting winners. Capping winners, capping losers. So I don't know what we lost on this. I think it was like $200, but got out of that credit spread because I don't see it turning around. Even though there was 21 days and it's possible in that time it could. It's not a huge loss though, and I didn't want to take the risk. I could have lost like $400 to $500 on it if it expired worthless at the end of the expiration. So didn't do it. Rocket, I looked up. Given this Finviz is a little bit, it says 36%. I heard it was 40. Oh yeah, I was watching the Meet Kevin. He looked up the Bloomberg terminal, which is like a direct line to news, stock news. And it was 40 something, 45% or something, which is close to GameStop. So I was like, wow. And I already thought Rocket had this shoot up because it was kind of a short squeeze right here. This is crazy. If you look at the chart, okay, consolidation, real mellow, no volume, nothing crazy. And this was part of the short squeeze the other day. But then I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm already long on Rocket. I've got the shares. I've got these calls. So I was like, I just want more exposure to this. And so we got 6 calls for February 19th, 30 calls. So February 19th, 30 calls. It's pretty aggressive. So that's here. That's pretty high. February 19th is right here. So if you just visualize it on the chart, it's got to come to here by this date to be in the money. Given I can make money on it even if it's not in the money. So if it shoots up with any kind of velocity or intensity, those call options will become valuable. And then we can sell it, make it free, or do whatever we want. But my thesis on this is I've been waiting for it to break out. Kind of had a breakout. It's kind of false, but I think it's still going to break out. It's got earnings coming up too. And then also it's shorted, heavily shorted. So maybe we'll get some of that short squeeze hype that's going on. Those are all the plays we did on here. Wow, we got through them. This Airbnb covered call I'm stoked on. Look at this. It's up $409 on this covered call. I'm doing nothing. I own 100 shares of Airbnb. All I did was I sold a call, and if it stays below that price, we keep that money. No big deal, which is really nice. And that price is 192 something. So I'm going to be like swing trading covered calls with Airbnb, which I'm stoked on. If I can make $700 a week just pretty much owning shares, even if the shares don't go up. Legit. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully doing good in the market. I uploaded a video just before this talking about new investors being safe in the market, and playing it safe is not fun, but it is the way to actually build wealth, believe it or not. A lot of people that win lottos and win big, for one, typically they're not usually good with their money, but unfortunately, but also they end up just giving it back. They have to spend a bunch on taxes. They don't get tax professionals to help them, and then they just get into bad deals, bad situations, and don't think long term and small good decisions, that sort of thing. Shout out to Colt on that one. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see what GameStop's doing. Let's check in on GameStop. Come on. Yeah, it's kind of selling off here, but I'm long on it, and I'm gonna stay long on it until that short float turns to like 5-10%. I think there's still a squeeze going on. So especially 5 or 10%, even if it's 30%, 40%, that's still pretty heavily. But I'll try, and if you guys have any way to find the up-to-date short float, let me know in the comments, please. We also had this. I showed this on our other video. This is showing the second-to-second shares traded. So this is GME shares right now. You can get it live. This is on NASDAQ. So real-time live. You can see the shares that are being traded. So all these 100 blocks, those are, I think, just like hedge funds and stuff. Just kind of moving the price around. But see, these are actually different now. So these are maybe some retail in here. But when it's having those like short ladder attacks, it's like you can tell from in there, it's so manipulated. But here we go. Look at this. SPY's going to come down. We're going to get the full amount on that call credit spread. We're going to be in the money. No, out of the money. Out of the money. That's what we want. Out of the money on the credit spreads. Okay, other stuff's working out too. Actually, I didn't mention Star Peak, STPK, up 23%. We do have a play on this. Debit spread. And then I think Tilray was up today. EasyGo shares. Yeah, there's other stuff to cover. I'm not going to go over it though. That's enough for me. I'm exhausted. See you guys tomorrow. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Peace out.